Shauna Cardoza, a licensed pest professional with Porky's Pest Control. Let's talk about how and why ants get into your house. I think we've all wanted to know why these little insects seem to show up out of nowhere and be all over the place. Let's use the Argentine ant as an example. Each Argentine ant colony will have hundreds to thousands of individual ants. In an Argentine ant colony, there are queens and workers. Queens have one job, to produce eggs, and they will produce anywhere from 8 to 10 eggs a day. They also take up 10% of the colony. The worker ants have many responsibilities, and they are divided up between the workers. Some are scouts and foragers, taking up another 10% of the colony. The remaining 80% are queen attendees, nursery workers, and excavators. The queen attendees are responsible for taking the eggs and placing them in their designated areas. The nursery workers will be responsible for taking care of the ant larvae, babies, when they hatch. The excavators are known as engineers and are responsible for building and expanding the colony. The scouts and foragers are responsible for scouting out food and water and bringing it back to the colony. So, the ants that invade our homes are the scouts and foragers, and the way this works is simple. The older ants get the scout and foraging positions due to the high death rate of this job. The parent colony is typically found somewhere outside your home, close to a food source. Now, once the water resources start to dry up, the ants start releasing pheromones in large quantities that indicate thirst and a need for water. Ants release pheromones to communicate to one another in a very similar fashion that we humans speak to each other. After the request for water has been sent out, the scouts are on the move, seeking out a water source. They can sense exactly where an opening in the structure of your home is, and once inside, make a beeline directly for that water source, which for most of us is our kitchen or bathroom sinks. On their walk back to the colony, they alert their fellow ants by releasing a pheromone communicating the location of the water source, the quantity and quality of the water, and how far away it is. So now the foraging ants are off to collect from the water source, and this is when you will see the trailing of ants. If you think that is incredible, listen to this. The Argentine ants grow so rapidly in number that the excavators can't keep up with the expansion of the colony. When a scout ant finds an excellent food source, they will return to the parent colony and collect some worker ants, queens, and eggs, and head off to create a satellite colony at the base of that food source. The satellite colony is smaller at first, but will quickly multiply up in number, and the scout and foraging ants of this satellite colony will work the same as they did with the parent colony. Therefore, this process of budding off will continue to happen through all spring and summer. In one season, a single parent colony can be responsible for 100 new parent colonies. A colony can almost double in size daily. If you were to count eggs as colony members, 10% of the colony are queens. And if each of those queens produce 10 eggs a day, that would mean in a single 24-hour period, the colony would almost double in size. Upon winter's arrival, if there are not enough resources for the satellite colony to survive on its own, they will return to the parent colony to overwinter together. However, if there is enough resources for that satellite colony, they will overwinter by themselves, and spring of the following year, this satellite colony will become their own standalone parent colony. What makes these Argentine ants so astoundingly good at multiplying quickly and keeping their numbers growing is that they are very social. They will allow another Argentine ant that is not part of their colony to stay and be treated as an equal, integrating the newcomer into the colony's social structure. I hope you found this video on how and why ants get into your home helpful.